Okay, so we are recording. Yay! All right, let me now pull up my screen for you guys, and we will get this call kicked off. Okay, hopefully, let me wait this like 5 seconds. And if you're on, if you could give us a comment in the Facebook group just to see if I can see it, which mind you, if you do it and I can't see it, I really won't know if you did it, but you know, whatever. But I see a couple people watching. So if you want to, you know, throw up a thumb or something. But hey, all right, so let's get this party started. So I wanted to share with you a little bit from the JoySquad's perspective about this program and how it could just insanely like launch your coaching biz. You might not have even thought about coaching, but there have been some people in here that have showed some interest in what we do. So I really want to just come in, talk to you with some of our other JoySquad coaches and share some information with you. Maybe some misconceptions that you might have had about coaching, how we make money, all of that stuff, okay? So tonight, what we are going to cover is a lot. So what is a coach? You're going to meet some of the other JoySquad coaches. You're going to find out how we're compensated, common questions that you guys might have, benefits of being a coach, how do you get started, and how do we learn, like, you know, all of this stuff. You might see us posting on social media, doing Instagram stories and like all of those things, and you might think like, how the heck do I do all that? So we're going to kind of talk about all the things tonight, okay? But first off, I think the most important thing, and the one that like got me in the beginning, was like, who do you have to be, like, to be a successful coach? And the three of us here, we have Kirsty and Tiffany and myself. I mean, we're all so very different of who makes us who we are and what we do in life outside of coaching. But I mean, we're just normal people. Like, we are totally normal people, and you're going to learn from them. And from when I share my story as well, like, there is not one person that makes up like a successful coach. Like, in no way, shape, or form. We are all so very different. And I think that's one beautiful thing about specifically our JoySquad, is we are all so very different in who we are, and how we share this journey with the world. So I want to start with myself. I'm Megan. I think some of you know that already, but I want to kind of just stop this so I can talk to you guys here. My journey actually started almost 3 years ago. I am hitting my 3-year anniversary, July 14th. So I'm kind of geeking out about that. We're going to be going to Summit. This is our annual conference, and it's just like everything kind of is going to culminate together for me. So I'm just so super, super pumped to have my 3-year anniversary, my health anniversary. But it's not really my coaching anniversary. So I wanted to tell you about that. So real quick, kind of a background of how I got into this was I needed something for me. I had hit an all-time low in my health, my mental and physical health. And I knew that it was, you know, kind of like a change something, or something really, really bad is going to happen. So I kind of put up that white flag on social media, and it was kind of like an all call, somebody help me. And I don't know how, but this girl, she became my coach. She found me, she messaged me, she told me about these programs. I thought it was a line of junk. I didn't believe her. She told me all these things, like maybe 2-3 weeks of us going back and forth. And finally I was like, I can't keep doing the same things. Like, it wasn't just about my weight. Like, I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I was depressed, like clinically depressed. I was on meds. I was suffering with daily panic attacks. I hated myself. I had no mirrors in the house except for in the bathroom. I would turn the bathroom lights off when I went in to go take a shower so I didn't see myself. My insecurities were intense, and it affected every single aspect of my entire life. Being a partner, being a mother, being a coworker, an employee, everywhere in my life was being impacted because of the way I felt about myself, not just externally, internally. Like, I didn't like the person who I was. So I maxed out my credit card because let's just be honest. If you know my past, I was a zookeeper, and Kirsty is as well. That's actually how I know her. We worked at the same place, not together at the same time, but that's how I connected with her. And being a zookeeper is one of the most rewarding jobs you can have, but let's just be clear, you're not going to be a millionaire with being a zookeeper. And so my income, while it was great, I survived, I took care of the kids, I didn't have that extra money to do anything for myself. So for me, this went on a credit card, and it made me very guilty to do that. So I just made a decision that I was going to go all in. If I was going to spend this money and max out my card, I was going to go all in. And so I did. So lots of tears, lots of sweat, lots of like pouting and throwing tantrums on the floor. I committed to this 21-day program. I lost like 15 pounds, which started to grow my confidence, etc. But that's not really where it sunk in. And that's why this new program is blowing my mind, because it wasn't until I really did like 3 or 4 rounds of that 21-day program that things sunk in, that the change started to happen inside, that my confidence grew to a point where I was untouchable. Like you couldn't tell me I couldn't do something, because I was gonna, because I was proving to myself every single day, you know, with crossing off those workouts, with, you know, like doing my tracking. Like it was just every single day in our accountability group, like checking in every single night, and I was doing it. And I was like, gosh, like I have quit everything in my entire life, everything when it gets hard. And it got hard, and I kept like doing it. And it was when I heard about this MM100, that it was 100 days, I was like, that's perfect. Like that is perfect. Because in 100 days, your whole life is going to change, like internal, external, like everything. And it's going to impact you in every single aspect of your life. Anyway, so I got to a point in my journey where I was like, everybody's noticing that I'm changing. Everybody's noticing this new spark, and people want to know what I'm doing, and they want to do it. So I got to my coach, and I was like, I know I told you I never want to coach, and don't ever ask me to coach, which is something that, you know, Kirsty said to me too. But I was like, I can't not tell people this. And this is actually why I showed that Jean picture in that one screen here, because that's how I treat this. And I know that might sound really weird, but if you have a favorite pair of jeans, like, you know, that just fit you perfect, they were like $9.99, and they just make you feel amazing, like, wouldn't you tell your friends about it? Like, obviously, right? Like, if you didn't, you're a, you know, I swear, you're not nice, okay? If you're holding back with something that is amazing, it's not cool. And that's how I feel about what we do. I feel like it is our like mission. It is our, I don't know, like it is inside us. We have to do this because it will change you. Like it will change you. Who I am today, 3 years later, I don't recognize her. I don't recognize her externally, internally. I can't. Now I'm going to start to cry again. It's just a whole different person. So I knew that I had to do this whole coaching thing. I didn't know what it meant. I had no idea how to do it. I knew absolutely nothing about the business, but I just kind of failed forward and I just did it. And, you know, 3 years later, now I'm a full-time coach. And this is my job. Like, this is what I get to do every day, is inspire people. And that's just like, that's mind-blowing to me. I never would have thought that this is what I would do. I loved my job. Like, I loved my job. It was great. Like, I did it for 13 years. It's what I thought since I was a little girl, what I wanted to do. But priorities changed. I have 2 beautiful kids, and I was missing so much of their life. We work weekends as a zookeeper. You work Christmas. You know, you work all those hours. Like, that's just what you do. And for me, after I had 2 kids, I was like, yeah, okay, like I can't, I don't want to miss Christmas anymore. So that was it. It was, I don't remember if it was 2017. I worked Christmas and that was it. That was it. I wasn't going to do it again. I said right then and there, like, I'm going to be a coach full time. And that was it. I never looked back, and here I am. And I have zero regrets. Only that I turned down this offer 6 years ago. I was offered to be a coach, presented with this opportunity 6 years ago. And I said no, because I thought I couldn't do it. So I'll talk about those misconceptions later. But that is basically like my story. Physically, I lost 50 pounds. Actually, I lost around 70, if I'm being totally honest. But I've gained back 20. And this is kind of like my happy weight where I'm at is 50 pounds. So it's a lifestyle. It is totally a lifestyle, but it is not just the weight. So many people just see the weight outside because that's what we share, because you guys are inspired by that. But it's about so much more than the weight. And I'll talk to you guys about that later. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Hold on 2 seconds. And we are going to move on to one of the newest coaches on the Joy Squad. This is Tiffany, and she has her beautiful baby Rain with her. Tiffany, I am going to mute myself. You go ahead and do it, girl, and I will take the screen off in just a second.
Okay. So yes, I believe I'm probably the newest, or really close to the newest coach on the Joy Squad. I joined coaching in March. I had Rain, this little babe here, at the end of January. And before I became a coach, I spent a year in the gym getting as physically fit as I possibly could, because right after me and my husband got married, we immediately got pregnant, and then I had a miscarriage. And that really took a toll on me mentally and emotionally. So I leaned into fitness just like I had when I'm also a nurse. I'm a registered nurse at a hospital. So whenever I struggle with that, I also leaned into fitness. So I kind of noticed a pattern. Mental instability for me means I need to lean more into my fitness. So anyways, not to get off track, but I had a miscarriage. I spent a year in the gym. Got as physically fit as I possibly could, because I did all this research and found out that the more fit you are, the more healthier you eat and take care of your body, the better chances you have at having a successful pregnancy. And I had every intention on working out throughout my pregnancy, and that came to a screeching halt when I was diagnosed with a placental bleed at about 12 weeks of my pregnancy. So the doctor told me absolutely not, no working out. And at that point I said, well, I might as well just enjoy all these pregnancy cravings then. So I gained over 50 pounds in my pregnancy, which was worth every bit of that. She's worth every bit of that. And I have since then lost all of it but 8. I have 8 more pounds to go. Thanks to this, thanks to me joining. Megan reached out to me. I believe I posted a picture on Facebook of me sitting on a yoga ball trying to get her out of me, because I was just sick of being pregnant and sick of feeling like a fat ass. Sorry, I hope I can cuss on here. And she reached out and said, after you have her, if you're interested, just let me know. And I was, to myself, I thought, I'm getting back in the gym. Like, I don't like at-home workouts. I'm not going to do that. It's not my thing. I want to go to the gym. That was my happy place. That was like my release. That was my time. I would throw my music in and just jam the whole time. So after having Rain, I obviously couldn't wait to start working out again, but I quickly didn't feel like myself. So I read about the baby blues, thought it was just going to be that. I was crying every day. I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping. With newborn, you don't sleep anyways. They're up every hour and a half, 2 hours. But even when she started sleeping, I wasn't sleeping. So I was short-tempered, which then my marriage started suffering. I also have an 8-year-old stepson. It wasn't fair to him how I was acting either. So Megan reached out to me again, and I was like, I'm not cleared to work out yet. No, I don't know. I can't afford it, because at 6 weeks postpartum, I had a moment where I went to Target to get a break, a very much needed break, which I didn't even want to leave my house, but I was forcing myself to. And on the way home from Target, I didn't want to go home. I just kept driving. I was gone for hours. My husband was calling me, my mom was calling me, my best friend was calling me, what are you doing, where are you at? And all I could think about was, I don't want to go home, and what if I just crash my car? Like, you know, what's gonna happen? What's the big deal? They'll be fine without me, it'll be fine. And so I went home, and then my husband left that night for a couple of hours, and he didn't come home, which scared the shit out of me. And when he came home at 2 o'clock in the morning, he told me that he had needed a break. And I was just like, I think I have postpartum depression. I need help. Something is wrong with me. I'm not myself. And so I went back and I read Megan's text messages again and was like, well, no, it's too much. Because at that point, we had every intention on me returning back to work as a nurse. But I honestly knew I wasn't stable enough mentally. I was not stable enough to take care of people for 13 plus hours. I would have missed some things. Something could have happened. I couldn't go back to work. So we sold our old house and we paid off some things, and then we used the extra money and decided that I would stay home for a year. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can stay home, which is amazing, but I genuinely love working. I love making money, and I love helping people. That's why I got into nursing to begin with. So I went back, read the messages again. I asked Megan some more questions about it. She sent me a coaching video. It's like a 12-minute video about how it all works. I watched it. I was like, well, that's interesting. I showed my husband, and he's like, it's a pyramid scheme. You're not doing that. We don't have the money. You're not going to do it. And I just thought, oh, I need something. Like, I needed something at that point. Going to the gym with the baby is also not realistic unless you have somebody at home all the time to watch them, which, no, you don't. So I had to do something. So I started, before I was cleared to work out, I started walking my driveway. Every morning, I forced myself to get out of the house, and I walked all the way down our driveway to our gate, which down and back is a half a mile. And then I started doing that twice a day. And then once I got cleared to work out, I thought, you know what, I have to join. So I basically just told my husband, I can't go to the gym unless you're going to watch her. And my parents can't always do that either. So I need to work out. I need to do this. So he told me, okay, we really don't have the money, but go ahead and just use the tax return. So we filed our taxes, and I used my tax return to sign up. I really didn't honestly know what I was getting into. I watched that coaching video multiple times, but I still was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I just start sharing on social media and start losing weight and it'll work. I don't understand. So I started asking Megan a ton more questions. My first coaching call that I was a part of, I was nervous as crap, and I didn't know what to say or what to ask. So I just kind of sat there and was whatever. But since then, I have learned so much more, and I definitely had an aha moment my first month in and thought, oh my God, I can make this work. I can absolutely make this work. And as much as I love being a nurse, I love this more. This helping people, making them feel good, inspiring them, but still being able to be with your family is just, it's undescribable. It's so much more amazing. And I'm almost to the point where I feel like I can start weaning off my antidepressant medication, because I did have to go on meds for my postpartum. So I feel like I can start maybe weaning off of them soon. But I know when I have days that I struggle, I had one yesterday where I didn't want to work out. I wanted to go to Chick-fil-A, which everybody loves Chick-fil-A, and they're freaking closed on Sundays. Had to find that out the hard way. But I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to post. I didn't want to share. And I thought, no, I'm a freaking coach. So it helps hold me accountable. And I did my workout. I drank my food. I drank my superfood shake. I drank my water, and I did what I had to do. And after I did all of that, I felt so much better. So I lean into this community. It's when you become a coach, you get more than just making money. You get a whole nother community of women that you're a part of that have goals just like you do. We're all different, but we're all supportive and encouraging. And nowadays, there's too many women in this world that are judgmental, and they really don't give a crap about anybody but themselves. And it's just not nice. So that's not what we are. We are all supportive. We are all encouraging. And we can just lean into each other, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. So I have, like I said, I only have 8 more pounds to go till I'm at my pre-baby weight, which I know I can do with this MM100. I will lose that and more and feel so much more amazing and possibly even get off my antidepressant meds. But by far the best decision I've ever made, better than going to nursing school. So I plan on making this full time. Your mouse isn't working? Uh-oh.
Do you want me to just move on, Megan? Okay, cool. I don't know sign language, so this is not going to go well. All right, well, I will just go ahead and take over. One, Tiffany, even though I know you for the past like 2-3 months, there's still some stuff that you said there that I did not know. So I couldn't love you more right now. I don't know, there's just things that we're always learning about each other, and that's part of the process. So also, we're a team of criers. Warning you guys, if you haven't noticed, Megan cried. I could tell Tiffany was about to cry. I'm bawling over here, and I haven't even started talking. So forewarning, guys, we're emotional. But it's all happy tears for the most part, so that's good. So my name is Kirsty. I have been a coach for a little over 1 year. However, I started back with Beachbody almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in October. Like Megan had mentioned, I am a full-time zookeeper. Megan and I actually worked in the same zoo, just at different times. And that's actually how we met on social media. We met on Instagram. I think she had messaged me saying we worked at the same place. We started talking a little bit more in regards to where and, all that jazz about what I was doing and, yada, yada. Started casual conversation. A few days later, she had asked me if I wanted to, check out one of her sneak peeks into coaching. And I want to say my exact words were, I'd love to, as long as I don't have to comment. I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. Those were my exact words. And she was like, sure, whatever. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I was like a fly on the wall. And I definitely was like, okay, interesting. She coaches, she helps women, find their inner confidence and things that, are kind of cool. All right. Okay. And then I want to say I joined another sneak peek group, and I was kind of watching, and I was kind of like, all right, I don't really want to coach, but how did you, look the way you do now? That's what I want. Because over time I had reached the highest weight that I'd ever weighed. And being in your mid 20s, I think, 25 changes it all. That is legit a real thing. I feel 25, the clock hit, and I was like, where this extra 15 pounds come from? I had always been a very active young kid through high school. I danced, played soccer, twirled a ton. So I was super active and kind of never had to worry about, my weight or my body. It just it all, for the most part, worked. I was always the kind of curvier girl, but I never had that big fear of, I have to watch what I eat, thankfully. However, my mother, which she'd kill me if she knew I was telling people this, but one day I'll be able to break it to her. This is something that defined me. Is she always, kind of warned me growing up, is that we have fat genes. Unfortunately, a lot of women on my side of my mom's family are overweight, and they struggle with health, and they struggle with happiness, and they struggle with depression and anxiety, which in my early college years, I realized that I was one of them. I had gained easily the freshman 15, kind of kept it off a little bit, got it back, got it, bounced all around. But in the end, weight wins if you don't focus enough on it. And I had reached the point, I'd bounced all around the United States with my career as a zookeeper or animal trainer, and it had just kept building and building and building and building. I had met my now husband about a year prior to me joining Beachbody. And at that point, I had reached my highest weight. And I was sorry if you guys can hear my cat. I apologize. Sorry. He does not realize I'm on a call. And I was extremely depressed. And I was like, okay, Megan. And I think this was August. And I was like, all right, I'm interested in signing up, let's do this. I need to lose weight, but do not ask me about coaching. I can't do that. I need to lose at least 20, 30 pounds myself. And here I am. So I was like, do not and I was in my tone when I was messaging her, I was like, don't even think about it. Hurricane Irma then hit, and I never thought that a hurricane would define me as a person, but like that was like the teetering point. I had to be mentally prepared to go through it. As a zookeeper, I was not able to evacuate. My job said I could, but me emotionally, I couldn't. My husband, he works for the state and he's required to stay back to help with the special needs shelters. So I had to load up my pets with my parents who just moved to Cape Coral, so a little north of here, and they moved to Georgia. And I was like, hope to see you guys in a little bit. For me, it was my first hurricane. So needless to say, I was eating and drinking like nobody's business. Throughout my adult years, alcohol has definitely turned into my go-to if I am super depressed or anxious. And obviously that does not do well for your body. I had a very unhealthy relationship with alcohol all through my early 20s and still do if I have a really bad time, that I'm facing. However, I joined Beachbody. I started with 21 Day Fix, the most probably common go-to one to just kind of get you addicted. And within those first 21 days, I had lost like 15 pounds, I think. And I was like, all right, this feels pretty good. Next month, I did a second round, I lost an extra 5 pounds. So I looked at it and I was like, within 2 to 3 months, I had lost 22 pounds. And I was like, wow. And, just through the time, millennials, we like to share on social media. So I started sharing, oh, hey, I've lost this amount of weight. Oh, hey, I've done this. And people started reaching out. And what are you doing? You look really good. You look happy. And I was like, I am happy. Like, I am feeling really good. It also worked out well because like a month after I started Beachbody, my now husband proposed. So that worked out well in my favor. And I was like, wow, well, now I got a wedding dress to fit into. So that was immediately my first goal. And I hopped on calls every now and then that Megan and other coaches in our community would host, stop coaching. And it was one call, and I couldn't tell you the exact one, but it was a call that had Megan, our other coach, Taylor, and another one named Katie. And all three amazingly strong women. And they had all shared their individual stories a little bit, and how they became coaches. And they shared how coaching and the extra money got them through cancer, got them through infertility and depression, got them through divorce, and got them through changes in their life that they weren't sure how they were going to get through it. And coaching got them through it. It was working out. It was showing up. It was getting their nutrition in check. It was sharing with other women and men in this community that needed that needed to find something else to put their heart into to get them through the hard shit. And it did. And I can remember going, wow, like I love my zookeeping job, but like one day I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Like I want to be home with my kids. My mom was at home with us. So that was a huge part of the woman I am today. And I was like, I need that for my children. Though I'm not pregnant and we're not trying right now, we soon will be. And sometimes it's hard to kind of plan for the future when it's not like here. But I was like, this is it. Like this light bulb. And I was like, oh my God, is this what I'm supposed to do? Because I was like, I don't really want to work in a restaurant. I don't really want to do retail. I don't really want to work like part-time hours at any other job. This, I can make my own hours. I can help people. Like this is too good to be true. Like, nah. And I started asking questions. I started getting into it. I started finding out the small details that you overlook when you're just watching someone's story on social media. Like, oh, well, she has the time, or, oh, she has the ability, or, oh, she probably doesn't make that much money, or, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Like, oh, you got to get in early. That doesn't work. And then I was like, no, all these lies, which Megan will touch on here in a minute. Hopefully her mouse is working again. That was like, okay, this is real. And so coaching helped pay for my wedding. Coaching paid for my husband's wedding band. Coaching paid for the cowboy boots that I wore on my wedding day. Very important things to me that I didn't realize that coaching could give me. I thought I was selfish for wanting to do something different. Being in my mid-20s, it's still not cool to kind of jump off track, to not go back to school, to not want to be, some corporate, CEO of some big, huge, desk job. That's kind of different. So I felt a little bit of backlash But I keep coming back to these women that you hear tonight, these women that are part of the Joy Squad, some of them that you aren't seeing tonight. And this community has reminded me why I want to be in it. And despite it getting hard at times, and despite feeling like I'll fail, that I'm going to throw in the towel, somehow coaching always brings me back to my future. And I know deep down in my soul that this is what I'm meant to do. I love zookeeping. I love animal training. I love animals with all my heart. And I'm still very happy with this career. But when we start making little babies, little Mahomes running around our house, I want to be able to be home. I want to be able to take them to soccer practice, to go to their school assemblies, to be home on Christmas morning. And I've been able to see Megan, and I've been able to see other coaches in our community, Tiffany getting to stay home with her baby girl. I'm getting to see all that. And so I know, even though it's not currently our plan, even though we're not making babies right now, this is what's going to allow me to do that. So I warned you guys, we're criers. But mic drop, I'm done.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, it's crazy because I used to be so embarrassed to cry. I used to be made fun of all during school growing up, that, I was sensitive or I overreacted to everything. You're a crybaby. I just didn't find my people yet. And now my people get me and I can freaking cry if I want to. So it's hard not to cry because I know it's like so hard to understand it until you're into it. And just like Tiffany and Kirsty said, they had no idea what this was all about. And if I would have sat there and watched some girls cry over this, I'd be like, what the heck? It's a freaking workout. Get over yourself. It's not though. It is so much more. And that's what, hopefully you're hearing these stories and you understand that that's not what it's about. It's about so much more. So, all right, I'm going to get into a little bit of the nitty gritty on coaching and kind of, money and stuff that, you want to know about, I'm sure. So let's go into that just a little bit. And then we'll wrap it up. Okay. So how it works, how you make money, because that's important. There's two main ways that you're going to make money: off commission and off your volume. So you're going to make 25% on all products and 20 to 40% on all challenge pack sales. The commission, it really, when it comes to money, it's weird talking about it, but let's just be real. When I started to coach, it wasn't for the money. It was because I wanted to show women this way that you can live. But then it turned into, dang, I want to support my family. So I needed to start digging into the money side of it and really understand what was possible, the potential, and how to get there. And if you want to just, make a couple $100s a week, that is absolutely fine. And commissions will get you there. You can totally just run that way. However, if you want to support your family and, everybody's, how we live is all differently. Some live very simply. Some, like to drive a Lamborghini, whatever it is, however you are, doing, just basing your income off a commission, that's not going to get you there. So growing your team of other coaches like Tiffany and like Kirsty, that is where your volume comes in. And then you will make money off of that. That grows exponentially. And those are things that it's too complicated to go into it on a presentation like this, but you'll learn it during your new coach training calls. Okay. There are also other ways within the company to make money, and that comes really as you're growing your team. We have team cycle bonus, residual income, and a quarterly bonus pool. So once you reach certain ranks within our community, you then have access to the profits that the company makes. They give it out to people that show that they're working. So those quarterly bonus pools range anywhere from the lowest one around 800 up to about 60,000 per quarter based on your rank. So it really just depends on where you want to take this business as to how much you make. And I will tell you, and I'll be very honest, if you show up to work, you're going to see it grow. If you just sit back and start scrolling social media and liking people's pics and stuff, that's not growing your business. It's just not going to. We're going to show you at whatever level you want to be. If you want to make maybe even $100 a month. We'll show you how to get there. If you want to grow an empire, which is the category that I fall in, like I have like goals that are like insane. That's why I can't even fit like a dream board on my wall. My dream board's too big. Like we'll show you how to get wherever it is you want. Just know that this company, that's possible. Like that is absolutely possible with this company. Let's talk about common questions, because guys, this is where really most of my fears came from. That's where a lot of fears that every single person that has ever joined my team, these are questions that have come up. So let's talk about this, and I will kind of take this off of here just so I can talk a little bit. But maybe if I shrink that. That works for me. Okay. So number one, do I have to push products? I think that's a huge thing because when you see network marketers, there are, I think, different kinds of network marketers. I think one thing that holds us different, and you know, I kind of go into this on another slide, but I can talk about it now. We do not sell, we share. If you look at our social media accounts, you're going to see a difference between us and people in other network marketing companies. Our goal is to share our lifestyle, to inspire you through the hard, through the struggles, to not just show like all the good days, because that's not real. Let's be honest, okay? And we're going to share with you what we're doing. We don't sell. Like we match a person with their needs, with what they need. You know, with what they need in their life at that moment. Through all the people that have come through our community in the last 3 years, like I've seen it all. And it is just about reaching a person where they are. It is not being pushy. It is not being salesy. It is a duty I feel like I have. Like I have to share this with people. Like I was explaining before, like I do not treat this like I need to go sell this thing to this person and make some money from it. That's not how we are on our team. And I'm not trying to be mean, but if that's where your head is at, you just want to sell products, go find a different company. I want people that want to change lives on the Joy Squad. It is about finding joy and helping others find joy. So that is what we are about, okay? So I don't mean to be mean, but that's how I feel. Okay, do I need to have a big following? I get that a lot. Like, I don't have a big social media. Let me tell you something. I didn't have an Instagram account when I first started. I had 250 friends on Facebook when I first started. And I am the most, I can't even say it right, technologically not savvy. Whatever it is. Like when I did this whole like streaming live to like, you know, Facebook thing, Kirsty, I think almost rolled over and had a heart attack because I don't do technical stuff. Okay. So this 3 years in the making of me being a coach, this is like, it's a lot for me. Okay. To do this kind of stuff, but I didn't have a following. Like I didn't have anything, but I had one common denominator that every single successful coach has. They have passion. They love what they do, and they're authentic in what they do. That's it. I now have access to trainings on how to grow my social media. I now help my team on how to grow social media. Everything I've learned, I trickle down. Like we share everything with each other. Now I have almost 10,000 people on my Instagram account that I just started growing last year. I didn't even start Instagram until last year. It doesn't matter what you start with. We all start at zero. Every single one of us starts at zero. The top coach in the company, she started at zero. Like we all started there, okay? So it doesn't matter the size of your following. Do you have to have experience in the health and fitness field? No. Can you? Yes. We have nutritionists, we have fitness professionals, and we have people that have no idea what a squat is. Like it doesn't matter where you are starting in this. We teach you it all. We have super trainers that create these programs. We have nutritionists that create these programs for us. It's our job to help people through the program. So you have access to the programs. You have access to the training materials in what we call our coach office, our coach online office. We have so much training materials that help you. So you don't need to know a thing. However, if you do know a thing, that's fine too. You can incorporate it into what you're doing. We have lots of personal trainers that then incorporate the nutrition program aspect of what we do in with their clients. And then it helps them with more, round the clock accountability rather than just like the twice a week seeing your clients. So it doesn't matter where you're at, what your knowledge is, all are welcome. How much time do you need to grow your business? It all depends on going back to that whole thing that I was saying, like, do you want to make $100 a month, or do you want to make 6 figures or 7 figures in your business? Like, it just depends. I will tell you, for me, when I first started growing my business, like I said, I was a zookeeper. I did it in pockets of time. So I took about 30 minutes during my lunch break and I worked. And then after the kids went to bed, I worked anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. That was some days. Some days I did nothing. Like, it all built, but I built really slow because, I was kind of hit or miss. Like, some days I worked, some days I didn't. And some days when I did work, it was like maybe doing a training or learning something new. However, if you want, you can absolutely put more time in. It just really matters where how much you want to make, how fast you want to grow, as to what you do. We have plenty of trainings to show you how to strategically set up what we call power hours to make use of your time. But we do it in pockets. Everybody's different. Some people do a 15-minute pocket here. Some people do a 10-minute pocket here. I mean, Tiffany having a little one, obviously it's harder to schedule time. I remember having a little one. I just heard something and nobody's supposed to be here. So, okay, it's the dog. Sorry. So, finding those pockets are crucial when you have a little one at home. But it all depends. Everybody's schedule is different of, whether you're a corporate, woman right now, like with that kind of lifestyle, while you're a stay-at-home mom, it's all different for how you fit it in. And we can show you how to do that. Okay. Do you have to drink Shakeology to be successful? I hear this a lot. And I've kind of got 2-part answer to that. So yes and no. I haven't missed a day in 3 years. So however many, that's why I have like my 365er right here. You get a 365 cup after you drink Shakeology for a year. And then you get different things along the way. I have a big canister too from last year. But anyway, I believe in it. It's like the jeans conversation that I was having with you. When you find something that you love, you want to share it with other people. I love Shakeology. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, just to go into some things of how it helps me, and I'm going to probably give you too much TMI here. I used to have major stomach issues growing up since I was a little girl, almost baby-like. I remember my mom telling stories of when she would have me on the bed and she'd pump my legs because every single day I had massive cramping. They never knew what it was. They didn't understand what it was. And of course, I don't know, I'm a little older. Back in my day, they didn't do the holistic kind of approach and testing back then. It was, you go to the doctor, you have a stomachache, okay, take some Tums, you're fine. That was just what we did. And it went into my adulthood, up until 3 years ago. I'd always had stomach pains, major stomach pains, but I got used to it. I didn't really make note of it until a couple weeks in, and I was like, wait a second, my stomach doesn't hurt. And it's funny how when you're used to something for so long and then it stops, but I don't have stomach pains anymore. The probiotics and prebiotics in there, I'm sure that's the aspect that it is that helps my stomach. But I don't have stomach aches anymore. It's incredible. So anyway, I'm also regular. But it helps so many different things. My skin, my hair, my energy. I am a person that would skip breakfast. So I used to work at 6 a.m. and I would skip my breakfast. I would just hurry up, get up, go to work. I drove an hour to work. So getting up to make breakfast was not in the cards. I did not want to get up to make breakfast. So this kind of filled that niche for that too, was getting good, healthy meal. So for me, it's non-negotiable for my health. Does it make me a successful coach? No, but it helps my customers and my other coaches get good results. So there's that. Now, there are people that don't drink Shakeology in our group because of different allergies that they have. Mind you, we do have a vegan line that has a lot of those things that people are allergic to, not in them. But some people drink our performance line as well. So it's just up to you. But for me, it's a non-negotiable because of my health and because I've had plenty of people come into our community that don't drink Shakeology, and the comparison is like black and white of who gets results and who doesn't. So as far as a result standpoint, that's why we do this. So people feel good about themselves. The adaptogens alone in Shakeology, they help your body fight stress. So I think every single person on this freaking planet has stress in their life, and Shakeology helps that. So why wouldn't you share that pair of jeans with somebody that you love? You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Do I have to be at my goal weight to start coaching? Oh my God, this is the big one, guys. This is the big one. I'm still not at my freaking goal weight. Like, come on. Like, what is a goal weight anyway? You know, like there is no such thing, I think, as a goal weight. I think we're always going to like critique ourselves. We're always going to, you know, oh, the arm flab, which happens when you lose 70 pounds, by the way. Like there's always going to be something like, but the crazy thing is that is what connects you to people. And that is why MM100 is going to be sick, because they're going to watch you go on this journey. They're going to watch you go through it. That is what connects you to people. That is what people are inspired by. Like one of my friends that is a very successful coach, mind you, but she has a 6-pack for days. Like I will sit there and just be like, oh my gosh, girl, like your six-pack is sick. Like I want that, you know? But she's like, it's so hard to be a coach with a 6-pack sometimes because it's hard to relate to, you know? Like I see that and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know, like if I can ever have that. Like her point is, gosh, sometimes I wish I didn't have it. And it's because, you know, it's just hard to achieve like that. And people can connect with you when you're on your journey. You know, I started when I was 40 pounds up of what I am right now. That's when I started coaching. Were people less inspired because I had 40 pounds on me? No. I mean, you'd be a jerk if you said yes. Like, no. No, like it doesn't matter what size you are. It doesn't matter what the heck you do. You can be a coach that likes to eat donuts. You can be a whatever kind of freaking coach you want. Okay, this is your business, your journey. If you want to be one of those coaches that is just like by the book and you follow everything to a T and you're like at 8% body fat, well, more power to you. You can be that kind of coach too. Our team has coaches of all different kinds. For me, I like balance. I like a balanced lifestyle. I've struggled with emotional eating my entire life, and balance is something that works for me. But you can be whatever kind of coach you want to be, but you inspire people through your journey. You're not going to inspire people, you know, just being at your goal weight. You're going to inspire people through the process. And these 100 days, I can guarantee you, if you go along these 100 days and you share your journey with people, you are going to inspire so many freaking people. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. I'm not going to go into that. Okay. Perks of being a coach. There are so many, guys. This would take me way too long, but let me tell you some of my favorites. My absolute favorite is this community of women. I am, and I know nobody, every time I say this, they're like, no, you don't. Like, I'm an introvert. I'm shy. I'm socially awkward. Like in the screen like this, I can talk. I can be myself. I have a screen. I'm fine. You put me in public and I shrivel up and I feel like everybody's staring at me and I just get so insecure. I've come a long way and I've gotten way better that now I don't have to drive to pick up my kids. I can walk up and face those moms, but I still get that little bit inside of me of fear. This community of women I've never had friends like this before. Like, I have friends like this, like me and Tiffany just went out on a boat, which, by the way, definitely find coaches in your network that have boats, because that's score. You know, whatever. Not saying that I totally scouted that out first, but that was a win on my part. But we make friends and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I have never been a part of something like this. You see pictures of, you know, girls like, oh, a girls' night out. Like, I just never had that. Like, I never had that. And now I do. And it's with people that inspire the crap out of me. Like, just inspire the crap out of me. And they say the 5 people around you, like, are who, you know, impact your life the most. Like, if I look at these two women, I think I'm doing pretty good. And that's not our whole Joy Squad. We have amazing girls on our team. But so that is one perk that I absolutely love that you don't really realize that is there until you become a part of it. Another one is our Success Club trip that we get to go on every year. You earn. It's, you know, last year, that is where I proposed to Michelle. We went on a trip to Riviera Maya, like all expense paid trip to a resort that never in my wildest dreams like I would ever be able to afford. I think I looked it up and it was like $800 a night. I mean, stupid. But everything, all expense paid, like just nuts. But there's things that you can earn within the company that are amazing perks. And I'm gonna actually go into, let me share real quick my screen. Why our team. So this is from a retreat that we went on. Kirsty, was that last year? It was last year, right? I think so. Gosh, I can't keep time straight. I should be able to know by my hair. Yeah, that was last year. But this is, our team puts this on. This has nothing to do with Beachbody. You don't like earn this through Beachbody. This is something that makes our team really special. We come from the 4-time #1 team in the company. Because of that, we do really special, awesome things. This was a trip that we had to earn. Again, like there was certain qualifications that our coaches and our upline put on for us to get on this trip, and it was paid for. So these were some of the people that went. You see Kirsty in her little fancy hat over there. But those are things that our team puts on, which I feel like makes our team pretty special that we get to do that. This is where we bond with people. This is where we get to know each other. These trips are just absolutely incredible. There are also trainings a part of them. Like, yes, we get to have fun, we get to party, we get to do crazy things, but we also get to learn and be inspired and learn how to be a better leader through that. Our trainings are top level, like they just are. We are part of the 4-time #1 organization in the company. We've been around a while, you know, we have been around a long time, and our trainings are amazing. We have access to every single one of the trainings that they put on. I added this in here because I think this is so important. My first question is always, how are you doing with your journey? That's what makes, I feel like one of the things that makes us different is when a coach comes to me and they say they're struggling with something with their coaching biz, I ask, how are you doing with your health journey? Kirsty laughs because you know I've said that. Because guys, the #1 thing in this of being a successful coach is your journey. I love it. You can be freaking selfish, and that's what makes you successful. Because your own journey is what makes you a successful coach. Because if you're not living authentically a healthy lifestyle, you can't share it. It's like, you know, wearing a fake pair of jeans, but then trying to like promote a different one. You know, it just does, I don't know. I don't know if that analogy works, but whatever. She's laughing at me. Whatever. Okay, so the next thing is, why the heck MM100? Why start now? Why this program? I think there are so many different reasons, but I'm just going to touch on this. This program launches July 29th. Okay. When you purchase right now, you get access to 10 workouts, 10 of the first workouts, and also 5 mini workouts. This is where you're going to share. We're going to teach you, once you come into our community, we have a call on Wednesday. We're going to show you how to share this stuff authentically, not by being, if you remember, pushy, because we don't do that. I don't want that on our team. And you have a full month to share this amazing program before it launches on the 29th. The full program launches. We're all going to start day 1 on the 29th. Okay. And that's where you get to use things that we already have. You don't need to recreate the wheel on inviting people in and where to put them. Like, we have our lunch group where this is right here. So literally all you have to do is say, hey, Sue, look, like I'm doing this thing. I don't know, like if you want to try it with me, but it's 100 days. Do you want to just come like and hold each other accountable? Drop them in the launch group, and then we can share with you how to talk to people about their goals and find out what they want, you know, and find a package that works for them. But we're going to help you with that. And we have all month to do that. Usually when a program launches, we don't have that early access that we can do that with you. This we do. We have a month to grow your business. It's going to be amazing. And then we get to also start your journey. Okay. So for sure, that's why Morning Meltdown is going to be insane. Because if you think about what's going to happen in 100 days, not just people that you invited in with this launch group right now that'll join you in these 100 days, but when you start sharing through these 100 days, you are going to get people watching you. They might not say anything to you, that like they'll be just silent. Like you won't even know they're watching, which almost sounds a little creepy, but I promise you they are. And at that end of the 100 days, when you complete your 100 days, just it's going to be incredible. It is going to be absolutely incredible with how many people are inspired by what you're doing. Okay. All right. So let me share one more thing here. All right. So how to get started. A lot of you have already purchased today. So high five to you, like, and you've even done the first workout, which was awesome. So props to you on that too. But number one, you need to let us know that you want a spot on our JoySquad team, okay? We need to know that you want to do this. Select your package if you haven't already. There are posts in the announcement section of how to find which package, but also, hello, that's what we're here for. We can help you with all of that because there's a lot of information. We get it. We're going to prep your cart for you and send it out. So you don't need to do anything, okay? We're going to send it out to you. And then also we're going to show you how to do it, which is super easy. You might think like it's super fancy and we know all this like crazy stuff. It's not. It's really easy, but we'll make it look hard. We're going to send you out a welcome form, which is part of the JoySquad. Like when you come into our virtual community, we have a group, a private group, just like this launch one, but it's just for our coaches, where it has a form that goes over like all the basic stuff. Nothing is rushed. You do it on your pace, okay? And we'll help you to start inviting your friends, all right? We're going to help you with everything along the way, with trainings, whatever pace you want to go. You want to run, you want to crawl, you want to walk, whatever pace, we got you. But the most important thing is that you start your program and you start your journey, because again, it goes back to you and your health. What to expect when you sign up. Like, I'm sorry, but you just made friends. Like, that's just what's going to happen. Like Kirsty just said when she heard Tiffany talk, like that was, you know, we're on team calls with each other every week on Thursday nights. And so, you know, we're learning things, but these things that we learn about each other, they make us grow as a family together and appreciate each other for who we are. And yeah, you become part of our family. So sorry, but that just is it. You have a family away from your family. You're going to have access to this new coach kickoff call that I'm talking about. We have access to all of our upline support with all different trainings. We can plug you into everything, but specifically on Wednesdays, we have a new coach kickoff call. This one is going to specifically help you launch MM100. Brand new coaches at your level, brand new, launch this program. So we have that specifically for you, okay? You're gonna have your team page, which we provide so much information in, a portal for tracking your business. That is what I referenced before, the Coach Online Office. We have weekly national wake-up calls where different coaches in the organization come, they tell their story, they tell us different things that, you know, are helping them be successful in their business, because everybody is different. We all can't be doing the same thing because we're all different. So how we share and what we do, it's fun because you get to learn from everybody. And you get access to us. We have working hours, so you're not going to have access to me 24/7, and I'm going to teach you how to not be available for 24/7 for everybody else, because that will like make you crazy. But you are going to have access to us daily. You will absolutely have access to us and the team. You can share within the team a question, and any one of us will be more than happy to answer you with anything you have. But that's basically it, guys. I know we took an hour, which is kind of what I had in mind, which that's amazing that we kind of did it within an hour. But I know it's a lot of information, but there's a lot of stuff to cover. And I'm sure even after hearing what you just heard, there's still a million questions that you have, but that's what we're here for. So hit us up, private message us. You can comment under the video here, which there might already be comments. I don't know. Oh no, someone just said hi, but that's good. I actually saw a comment. But if you have questions, feel free to put them there or message us directly. I know it's a lot of information, and I know that it might not be easy to kind of grasp and put your hands on what this is all about. But if something that you heard today spoke to you, even if you have 10,000 reasons why you say you can't coach, if something spoke to you, I challenge you to dig in and get a little curious about it. I said no 6 years ago. I said no 3 years ago, but I got curious. And I think that's what the three of us all did, is we got curious. We didn't understand it. We had all these misconceptions of what we thought it was, who we thought we had to be successful. But we got curious and we kept asking. And I think that's a good thing, is like you just keep asking to get those answers that you need to then give you the answer if this would be right for you, because it might not. Okay. But what if it is? Like, that's the question, you know, what if it is? So let me stop this recording.